Hey guys, Justin Boyson here, Prosperity Prospecting. In today's video, I've still got 15-20 gallons of material that I brought back from a trip I made a couple weeks ago from different locations, trying to test to see if there's any free mill gold that would be easier to get as opposed to crushing rocks all the time. I'm not going to stop doing that, but also don't want to pass up any easy free mill gold. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this 5 gallons of material. You see there's a bunch of pyrite and stuff in it. I'm going to take that material, going to classify it really quickly. Then we're going to run it through the gold strike. And then I'm going to pan every bit of it. I'm not going to run it on the gold hog. I'm going to pan it all. Sorry, I almost dropped the camera. Going to pan it all meticulously so that I don't miss any more than I have to. All that'll take a while. I'm not going to bore you with all of that, but I will show you a little bit of each and every step, each and every phase. And so anyways, hopefully we'll find some gold at the end, some silver at the end, but the results are real. So no material added to my stuff. So very adamant about that. So I look forward to getting this project started for you. I'll turn you guys back on as soon as I get things ready to roll. Thanks. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to weigh everything. I hope you guys can see it okay, so that we can properly run this test. The bucket by itself weighed 1.64 pounds. Very important to keep your mathematics correct so that you get the proper result, so you're not digging somewhere that's not profitable. So as far as dirt, the material that came out of that was 24.6 pounds. That's dirt. So if you take that 24.6 minus 1.64, we've got 22.96 pounds to run. Again, that's dirt. Now what I'm going to have to do on the rock is I'll properly label it so that it goes in the right area where we know where it's at. But I need to weigh a bucket real quick, which I forgot to do before I filled it up. I'm not sure. Actually, what I'll do is I'm going to weigh another 5-gallon bucket. And we will pour it from the 3-gallon bucket and put it in the 5-gallon bucket. I don't know if these buckets weigh the same, so I'm going to check it again. No, see, that one's 1.76 on that bucket, and that's for the rock. Okay, you can see 30.82, 84. We'll go with 30.84 pounds rock. Let's minus that out. 30.84 minus 1.76 equals 29.08 to crush rock. So where does that take us? Where do we go from here? Well, let's get you back over here. Sorry about that. Get you set up properly where I can see you guys, or you can see me. So with that said, what this is going to do for us is we know that we have 22.96 pounds of dirt cons to run. That's placer gold. We're looking for free mill gold there. And then 30.84 or 29.08 pounds to crush. That will turn into powder. And then we'll run that through the gold strike as well. So in that one area, just with this one bucket, you know, we've got about 52-ish pounds to run and test, which is not a big test, not a true test, but it'll give us an idea if we need to perform a real test there. Now, for the new people who don't know the difference between placer gold and load gold is tied up in the rocks. You've got to crush the rocks to free up the gold and recover it. With placer gold, you run the dirt through a refining process to get the precious metals out of it. So placer's in the dirt, load is in the rock. So with that said, I'm gonna get the next step set up, which will be the gold strike. I need to get it set up, get the mat in it, get the mat scrubbed out, add some Dawn dishwashing soap, and get it all running. Get the degrees checked, make sure everything's right so that we get a really good test here. So I'll have you guys right back on. I do want to show you guys how I pressure up the valves and stuff this time. I keep forgetting to show that. So I'll be back with you guys here shortly. Thanks for watching. So now we're going to air up those valves. Those valves got to have air pressure in them. That's part of the process of how it separates the heavies from the light. So shut port 1 down, air it up, air off, valve off. Same thing on valve 2. Same thing on valve 3. So now these valves are all pressurized. They're going to do what they need to do. The only thing I have left to do now is, you can't see there's some Dawn dishwashing soap in there, of course, it's sudding up. But we're going to need a little more, so I got to go up here, take the cap off, add some Dawn, then we're ready to start running dirt. Doesn't take much. As soon as I start seeing it set up good down there, I'll let you guys see the first feet of dirt. I'll come down quickly and move the camera down so that you can see as it starts to change color. We're ready to run. Gonna put the material in here quicker than normal because I want to be able to get down here and let you guys see the change. You'll start seeing the water get dirty here in a minute, and then you'll start seeing the dirt in the mat. I'm going to feed a little bit more just to make sure. makes that change for you. Yeah, I see it's starting to change color. You can feed this machine pretty darn fast, which is nice. Especially when you're just testing. It's nice to be able to get through as quick as you can. Okay. You can see the water change. You can see the map starting to change color, starting to capture some dirt in it as well. I am going to double check the pitch here real quick just to make sure we're okay on our pitch. It doesn't change very often, but again, we're testing. We got to know. We can't guess, or our results will be skewed. So that's at a perfect 5 degrees, which is exactly where I want it. And so we know we're good to go to run the rest of this dirt, and I'll get with you guys on the next step. Thanks for watching. Okay, so now it's time to weigh the material I just crushed for the load gold that we're going to hopefully get out of this. We'll see that the bucket by itself is 1.58. I'm going to pour the material in there. Okay, let's let that settle in a little bit. So now we're at 26.42. That's load. And when we minus that, we got 26.42 minus 1.58 equals, we got 24.84 pounds of material to run through the Gold Strike that would be considered load gold because it came out of the rocks. So I'm not, we've already saw me run the Gold Strike many times, even a little bit earlier in this video. So I'm just going to get it ran. We're going to get in here and we're going to get it panned, and then I'll show you the results of what we got from all the different ports. So with that said, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Okay guys, Justin Boyson here, Prosperity Prospecting. Want to show you the ports. I've got it cleaned out on the placer material, got it run through the Gold Strike. Have not run the load material yet, but I will here shortly. There is port 1. The material's bigger and there's a whole lot more of it. That's about 3/4 of this gallon. You can see port 2 has significantly less and it's much finer, but you can also, I can visually see lots of fine gold in it right now and lots of pyrite. And then port 3 is even less and it's almost all fine gold and pyrite. So usually on port number 3, what I do is I'll just take it and roast it first. It does a pretty good job of separating the pyrite and the gold. But then I go ahead, even the stuff that doesn't separate, I put it in my jug that I keep to smelt. And so this material will get run thoroughly. I got to be honest with you though, the weights are just a little bit skewed, which will skew the test results a little bit, because remember I told you guys when I redid the K&M crusher to make it last longer and go faster, I started having to classify everything. So here's material that was ran through the load material, but it did not crush fine enough for me to be able to run it through the Gold Strike. So that'll be crushed at a later date. So the results will be a little bit better probably than what we showed. There will be a little bit of gold in there and a little bit of silver. But I just wanted to be completely upfront so that you guys truly understand how to test this stuff. And hopefully in a couple weeks, we're going to be out getting some more ore, and I'll bring you guys with me on that too. So I will see you on the results section. Actually, I'll see you next time when I show you port 1, 2, and 3 out of the load gold, how much material was in it and how much material we're going to be panning. So I'm going to go to panning, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Okay, so I was a little bit surprised. I was finishing up the placer material. So what I do is, last thing I do is I clean out the mat. And I have not cleaned out the mat yet. But what I did do is I cleaned out the kitty litter bucket that I made. And what I did is I left it, I know it's hard to see down there, but I left it where it had a lip of 3/4 of an inch. So the heavies stay in there, and I never get anything out of there. Port 1, 2, and 3 catches everything. But I had a pan full of fine gold this time, first time ever. I don't know if I ran it too fast, or I don't know if it's the most amount of fine gold I've ever got, but that's the first time I've ever gotten any gold in there, and it was a significant amount. So I'm going to clean the mat out next and see if there's anything in the mat. If there is, I may have to go in and see if something maybe is going wrong, where I'm missing it. At least it caught it, you know. And I do rerun the buckets, you know, that catches it at the end of the mat. So in the end, I'll catch it, but I've just been spoiled and it catches it the first time every time, but this time it didn't. So anyways, I'm going to clean the mat and see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Okay, so I got the ports cleaned out, 1, 2, and 3 from the load gold, or load ore anyways. Hopefully there's gold. You will see there's a little bit more material in number 3, which is the super fine. You can see it, see all kinds of good stuff in there. There's more in port 2 as well. Looks good too. And then port 1, there's not quite as much because the crusher gets it down pretty fine. If I would have ran this through the double flail mill, there would have been even less material than that in port number 1. But for that little bitty test, I didn't want to fire up the big one. So I need to do some maintenance on it anyway. So anyways, fixing to have results. Hopefully that'll conclude the video after I get results and get those to you. I appreciate you guys' support. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the results section.